I learned that to appreciate life. I think that's what I learned. I learned that, it's God gave you the day, and it's up to you to do something with it. You do it, do it or not. So, but anyway, I do believe that. That's why I guess I like this industry of the restaurant work, and because you do, and you're doing for people all the time, every day. You do for your employees, you do for the people that walk through the door. Every person that walks through the door, I'm doing something for them. And I appreciate it. I appreciate them walking through the door. If they didn't walk through the door, I wouldn't be walking through the door. So it's like, so I'm really grateful, very grateful. My biggest advice for the younger people, my kids, or any young people really, is to believe in yourself and believe that you can do it, If that's really what you want to do, just go for it. Try it. What do you got to lose? If you want to try something, if you really want to start a business or whatever, you should do it. You should do it.
Good morning, Savannah. Welcome to the Savannah Business Showcase. This is Terez, your host, and I'm here this morning with a very, very special guest, Debi Christiansen. Debi is the owner of Debi's restaurant here in Savannah. Her mother started Debi's in 1972. It's one of the first restaurants in the area. Debi's is located in, if you don't know, it's located in the northwest corner of Wright Square in Savannah, Georgia. And even if you listen to this from another part of the world, you do know about Debi's because it was in the movie Forrest Gump. It's where Jenny worked. And you can find her at debisrestaurant.com. So usually the way I get started is so the goal of the show is to motivate entrepreneurs and business owners to get off the side of the fence and kind of jump into the business world. So I usually like to start my interviews out with a scenario. So Debi, you're walking through your neighborhood. A little kid comes up to you and they say, Debi, you're my hero. How could I be like you when I grow up? So the language that a 10 or 12-year-old can understand, what does it take to be Debi Christiansen?
Let me think here. It doesn't take a whole lot. It just it takes treating people the way you want to be treated, taking time to listen and respect others. That's really pretty easy to be Debi.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's not easy for everybody.
Well, my mom started this business in 72. Mm-hmm. So we had a large family. We grew up with 7 kids. So when you have a family like that, your parents kind of push you in to do whatever the family's doing. So I grew up in the business. So
gotcha.
I learned everything from her. So it was really kind of easy. I just walked right into it. It's like, learning how to walk.
Yeah.
Well, that's how it is when you come in a big family. You learn how to do everything. You learn how to wash dishes. You learn how to sweep floors. And you learn how to cook and clean and serve people. And,
That's, I think that's cool. We only have 2 kids, but we want more. So we'll get to Debi's soon enough. But so from growing up in a big family, and you have, how many kids do you have now again?
I have 5 girls.
5, okay, so yep. 5 girls. You grew up in a family with 7 kids. How do you manage that many kids?
Well, actually, it was pretty easy because mine were spread out when I had 5 kids. So, my oldest is 40 and the youngest is 26. So they're kind of spread out. But now when my mother had her first 5, the oldest was 5 when the 5th child was born.
Okay.
So she had him just step out of there.
Gotcha.
Now, I don't know how she did it. She said one time she was piling up all the kids in the car and she left me in the crib at the house.
Oh, man.
I was like, my God. Obviously, she didn't leave me there for long.
Right. Are you the youngest?
I'm the 5th child.
5th child, okay.
So I'm the youngest of that group, that first 5. And
Got
then
you.
She had 2 more after me.
Okay. All right. So are you from Savannah originally?
Well, actually, my parents are from New York.
Okay.
And I was born in New York, but I say I've been here my whole life because I moved here when I was very young. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes.
What brought them down here? Do you know?
My father worked for Gulfstream.
Okay.
And Gulfstream moved their plant down here, or
Gotcha.
they had a plant, and they employed people from the north here.
Gotcha. Okay.
That was when Gulfstream was really small, and then it went to, it was actually Grumman, then went to Gulfstream. So.
Okay, I don't know that much about Gulfstream. I just know it's a big player in a big industry here in Savannah now.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, you can't go by any city block and not know that there's somebody that worked at Gulfstream there.
Mm-hmm.
It's real big. They just did an article actually on it in South Magazine.
Okay.
So.
Cool. I'll look it up. So you're my first restaurant owner on this radio show. So I'm curious to know about like the restaurant business. Like why stay in it all these years?
I don't know. I asked myself the same question. I'm like, it worked for my mom. It's got to work for me. But no, I like it. It's good. It's like, you come in every day, but every day is different, even though you're at the same place. It's like different people you meet, especially downtown Savannah. You're always meeting a new visitor from the city. They have so many tourists here. Right. So, but it's good. I like the restaurant business.
Okay. Why?
It's good.
Why? I mean, I guess you just said it, but
I don't know. I just like it. I'm a people person.
Gotcha.
I like people. I like meeting people, and it's good.
Yeah.
I'm a pleaser, so that's my personality. I always want to do something good, and serving food is good, even if it's not good for one person, it's going to be good for somebody else.
That's right.
And, it's like being a meteorologist. You can screw up, and it doesn't matter. It's okay. It didn't cost anybody their life or anything.
Right. That's true. That's true.
It's just a lunch.
Yeah.
Smile and say, we'll get you something else. It's,
yeah.
It's pretty much easy to fix.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. All right. So this is the restaurant that everybody comes to and peeks their head in through the window to see about Forrest Gump.
If I had a nickel for every picture that was taken out front of this restaurant, I'd be rich. I wouldn't have to sell food.
I believe you. Yeah, I believe you.
I mean, yeah, it's great. It's like, it's really weird because in '94 when they came here and asked us if they could use the building for the movie, I remember the man that was talking to me. He was like, "Can we use your building?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, sure. You're going to pay me, right? Because you have to close." So he said, "Oh, yeah." He said, he'd make it worth my while, and he did. But I said, "Well, what's the movie about?" And it was weird because he said, "Oh, it's about some kind of dumb guy, and his name is Forrest Gump." And I'm like, this movie is going to be a flop. I'm like, it is never, ever going to go anywhere. But, I was kind of needing the money, so I said, yeah, okay, we'll do it. And then, lo and behold, looky there.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a great movie.
Yeah, a great movie is still like relevant. People still come here every day. I know they do.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because like I said, I pedicab a little bit, and like that's one of the things people like want me to show them is like where the square was, where the bench was, and where Jenny's restaurant was.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. It's like, it's pretty neat though. It is. It's neat.
Yeah. Do you think people come here just for that?
Yeah, they definitely do. Definitely the tourists. Now we really don't get a lot of tourists. We're a locals place. We've been in business, just a downtown restaurant when we were really the only restaurant down here. So we have a lot of our loyal customers that have been eating here for years and years, and it's just we don't get a whole lot of tourists.
Yeah.
A little bit. Most of them are here to see Forrest Gump, where they are. Where is the movie filmed?
Gotcha. Yeah, I can tell. I mean, it seems more like a local place for sure because I mean, even on the website, you don't really talk too much about Forrest Gump or anything.
No.
It's just okay.
No, as a matter of fact, my sister Lori was running the restaurant for a few years.
Okay.
And while I was helping my mom with Mary's was a seafood restaurant that was on Abercorn.
Okay, no, I didn't. I'm new here, so I didn't know.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it was actually very popular. It was a fine dining restaurant.
Okay.
It was an old steak and ale building, so it was nice and it had all the cozy little rooms, and it was really a cool place. And my mom was running it, so I went out there to help her. So once again, being in a big family, Lori, my oldest sister, came here and helped out with this restaurant. So that's how her name got on the awning.
Okay.
So when I left to go out to help my mom, she put a line through my name and put her name out there, which definitely was funny. But anyway, so now her name is off the awning, and the line is out of my name.
Okay,
and
there
it
you
says
go.
Debbie's again. Once again, big family, fighting all the time.
Yeah.
No.
Is all of your family still here in Savannah?
Yes.
Okay.
We're all real close.
Got you. That's good.
I mean, we all live right, like 3 or 4 miles from each other. So, but my mom's passed away now, so.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Got you. But so the restaurant was named after you then?
Yes.
Okay. What was your mom's name?
Mary.
Mary. That
So
makes
Mary
sense.
Seafood and
Makes
Steakhouse
sense, okay.
was her. We named that. Well, she named that after herself because she didn't want people calling her Debbie.
Okay, so you've been here a long time. I'm interested to know like your take on how Savannah's changed, like as a business, you know, in the business world, like how has Savannah changed for you?
Well, for us, like I was saying, we're the only restaurant downtown Savannah back in the day. There may have been one other one, but they had Tanner's, the hot dog place that was on Broughton Street.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, famous hot dogs, the best ever.
Yeah.
Great place. And then they had, oh gosh, I can't even remember the little places that they had, but there were a few. Anton's was another one.
Okay.
So, anyway, they're just, I guess they might have been family businesses as well, and they closed over the years, but we remained in business, you know, we just kind of hung it out, but now there's a lot more competition for us.
Yeah.
There's like a really cute restaurant on every corner.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're really nice too. Hoity-toity kind of places, which I just absolutely love, but, you know, I think they're great, and they definitely deserve to have a good business, but I wish that people would, you know, eat eggs and grits every day, you know. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people come here for good Southern breakfast food. Yeah.
You know? So, like, how are you reaching out to people, and how are you getting more people here? What's been working for you?
Well, we really just do word of mouth.
Okay.
So, you know, it's just somebody say, oh, I had breakfast down at Debbie's, it was really good, or, you know, that kind of thing.
Okay.
A lot of the hotels in the area will send people to us if they know their customer wants, like, eggs and grits and just a good old Southern greasy breakfast. They'll say, oh, go to Debbie's. I guess I shouldn't say greasy, but it is kind of.
That's the best kind.
I mean,
it's not Southern if it's not.
That's right. So, and we do the hot lunches at lunchtime too, and that's really where we really pop.
Okay.
We do the meats and vegetables, so, you know, good old Southern cooking.
Yeah.
So, and every day is something different. Like most people know, like Monday we have, you know, chicken parmesan. Tuesday would be pork chops. Wednesday's liver. You know, and different items also. But
okay. That's okay. Liver mush. I can't find that anywhere down here. Liver mush. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, liver mush. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, North Carolina thing. Okay. I guess I'll skip that subject.
Well, some Carolina people might be listening. Probably not many though.
Definitely not. Not right now. Just my mom.
Good old moms.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess let's take it back to business then. Like, so how do you keep your locals? The locals that come in, like, what do you think is different that sets you apart from the other boutique restaurants?
Well, what's different? Well, we have a really good wait staff.
as they look on.
As they're peeking over your shoulder, right? Well, they're not really that good, but I'm working with them. We have this one girl, Carly. Oh my gosh, she's awful. But she's pretty. And she's got nice looking legs, so we keep her around.
Increase the tips.
That's right. There you go. But no, I don't. We just do the same old thing. You know, they come in. We're consistent. We do the same thing. You know, so it's like they know what they're going to get when they come in. It's like,
yeah.
Sometimes it might take them a little longer to get it.
Right.
But it's going to be the same thing.
Okay. I mean, I feel like you kind of downplay what you're doing. But I mean, like, you're doing something great. You've been in business since 1972.
Yeah. It's good. No, I'm not. It's easy though. It's easy. I mean, I know the restaurant business is really difficult, but we don't have the problem of selling alcohol because we don't sell alcohol. And in this business, that's where a lot of the headache is. So we don't have that problem. And then we also are only open Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. But we just recently started open on Saturdays and Sundays from 9 to 2:30.
Okay.
So, you know, it's not too bad. You're still home with your family at night, and all of my kids are grown, so it's a no-brainer for me to come to work. It's like, I'm going to do something.
Yeah, and what, 7 o'clock in the morning is really not too early.
No, it's
you know,
not.
My
No.
kids have me up at that time anyway. So
Yeah, I know. As I said, I used to get up with the kids. Now I just get up and come to work. So it's easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have to carry kids to daycare or anything like that like you guys do.
Mm-hmm.
So when the kids are little, it's a lot different.
Yep. So you said alcohol is kind of the headache of the business. Like, why is that? Because I mean,
Oh gosh, for so many reasons. Well, in the restaurant and bar industry, you always have a headache if you have alcohol. As far as I'm concerned, my opinion on that is because you have a lot of the wait staff that'll be drinking, or the bar staff that'll be drinking, and then you have people, you know, giving free drinks away, which costs money, and that's how it is in this business. You know, they're gonna give the drinks away.
yeah.
My mother used to say in the bar industry, everybody's stealing. It's just who's stealing the least. That's who I want. So, but that's pretty much how it is in that business.
Got you. Okay. Like I said, the restaurant business is new to me. I've thought about doing a restaurant or a food truck or something before, but it seems like it's
now
not really my.
Food trucks are really they're a thing of the future.
Yeah.
So they're really coming out. I'm not going to do it. I like coming right here, doing my simple little thing, and having it good. And
Yeah. You never thought about doing a breakfast food truck?
No.
No. I don't know if that would work.
No.
Probably wouldn't even work.
Yep, I don't know, it might. But well, a lot of the hotels around here have the continental breakfast and stuff like that.
So it doesn't.
So, yeah, so it probably wouldn't be a good idea.
Yep. So
a
so
pizza food truck now, that would be a good idea.
I've had one of those in Illinois. It was really good.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I think that would be a good idea. Chick-fil-A food truck.
Man,
everybody loves Chick-fil-A.
everybody. Everybody. I hate that they close on Sundays. Sundays are the only day you want it, right?
Yeah, well, I was actually thinking of just buying like 400 sandwiches on Saturday and bringing back Sunday and selling them, you know, for
there you go.
$5 a piece. I'm sure I'd sell out.
Yeah, you can probably sell it for 20 if people would buy them.
Stand in front of their door and say, here, I know they're closed, but I saved these for you. I just heated them up, fresh out of the oven.
That's a great idea.
That's definitely called recycling.
Yeah. So it seems like, I mean, your wait staff's left on us now, but it seems like you have like a family atmosphere here. So like, what?
We did.
Like definitely. Like what have you done to like build that?
Well, this has been a family business, so you
That's
know
true.
it is.
That's true.
That's how we run it, like a family business. So, like Eleanor has been here for our cashier. She used to be waitress. She started out cooking, then she was waitressing, and now she's the cashier. But she's been here for over 20 years. One of our cooks has been here for over 20 years. So, yeah, people stay because it's easy, laid back. You know, not too much pressure, and you know, as long as you do your job and you know it, there's not really a big boss here. You don't have managers to handle or anything like that.
Gotcha.
They just got to deal with me. They pretty much know me, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's for the most part we keep our health, and that's the big part of the restaurant business too. Is going through a lot of people.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's rare to have somebody stay here for have multiple people be here for 20 years.
Yeah.
That's very rare.
I know. Well, normally it was my sister Michelle and I used to waitress when we were young.
Okay.
And it was really fun. We always had something going on, crazy, laughing, yelling at each other across the restaurant. But we were kids. We were in our 20s, and everybody used to just come to watch the show back then.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, I can't get away with acting like that now that I'm over the hill.
You almost slipped there.
Wait a minute, this is radio. Somebody might actually be listening to this today. I don't want to tell anybody my age. Let them try to figure it out on their own. So, but yeah, it's good.
Okay, so why'd you stay in Savannah? Because I'm sure you could have moved multiple times to other places. Why Savannah?
Oh gosh, I love Savannah. Savannah is a small town, but yeah,
I'm learning.
It's kind of big, you know, for a small town. Most people back in the day, everybody knew everybody. Like, I mean, it was just, you know, you couldn't get away with doing anything as a child because they'd be calling your mom and dad up saying, "Hey, did you see Debbie driving so fast down this road?" and blah blah blah, you know. smoking a cigarette, whatever I did. I didn't do that much.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I like Savannah. Savannah's a good place to live.
Mm-hmm. I'm learning. We like it a lot. Like, we've only been here a little over a year now, and we're putting down roots. We just bought a home. You know, we really like it here, and it is small. It's small. Yeah, especially for business. Like, how do you deal with the? I guess that's why word of mouth works so good for you, because it is so small.
Yeah. Well, our prices are pretty low, so we have to incorporate word of mouth because we don't advertise.
Gotcha.
We don't pay for advertising, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
We never did. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you don't have to.
No.
Why would you?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
So that's just another piece of the pie we have to worry about. So, but it's yeah, Savannah's good.
Okay. But tell me more about Debi. I'm trying to pull something out of you. You're telling me that
my life history.
Yeah, like you're telling me that you have this simple life, but I mean you have a great life, and I want to like learn more about you.
Okay. Well, I do have a good life. I feel like it's great. I'm trying to think of something really spectacular about my life, and I'm like, wow, maybe it isn't so spectacular after all. Maybe it's just common, but it's good.
It's not common.
I worked for my mom since the time I was 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I always, after school, we would have to go to the restaurant and help her out and do whatever we had to do. So I was just born into it, like I said. It was just like something that we always did. And I loved it, so I continued to do it. My other brothers and sisters all went on to do other things. So it was like, I enjoyed working with my mother. Gotcha. I loved it. She was anybody that knew my mom will tell you she was a party lady. She had a good time. She was fun and full of life. When I was 18 years old, they diagnosed her with cancer, and they said she had 6 months to live. So she just lived every day like it was her last. Yeah. And I kept thinking, oh my gosh, she's going to die any day. So I appreciated her when she was around because I was like, oh, she's going to die in 6 months, you know. That 6 months went by, and then another 6 months and another 6 months. I said, I'm being nice for a long time now. This time is killing me and not her. It's like, really? So, no, I'm just kidding. But they definitely must have misdiagnosed her because she didn't die forever, and she had cancer like 4 times, and she just kept living and living and living. And when I say living and living, I meant she was living life. Yeah. She had a good time. She traveled a lot, and whenever she would go out of town on a trip, she'd always bring me with her because I was her traveling companion, and we just always had fun together. It wasn't like when you get up and go to work every day. So, you know, you get up and go to work and say, oh, I got to go to work. It wasn't like that at all. It was just like, well, you know, going, hanging out with my mom, have a few laughs, and do what we do. Yeah. So, anyway, she wound up dying 3 years ago, so at the age of 83. So.
Okay,
So she, like I said, she had a good time.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess in some ways that diagnosis was a blessing because she was able to live like a full life.
I know, really, right? She did. She had a good time. She had a really good time. And I was there with her every step of the way because, like I said, we always worked together. We always played together. And, you know, she, of course, gave me a lot of space because I was married and had 5 kids. So, you know, after spending the whole day with her, I didn't have to see her in the evenings. But anyway, we had fun. We did. When she died, my brothers and sisters were all so sad. And I was sad, too. But I was like, you know what? I just remember thinking the whole time we spent together, I was like, I enjoyed our lives together. You know what I mean? So I just am grateful that we had that time. So anyway, it was a good life.
Yeah, and that's a gift too because most people don't have that. You know?
And I mean, from the time I was 18, so I mean, I really literally grew up thinking that she was going to die at any time. And boy, every time she got a little cold, she went straight to the doctor like she was going to die any time. I was like, Mom, really? I said, you're fine. You're going to be okay. So it was funny. When she when she did get sick with the cancer this last time, and she had looked at the doctor, and she said to the doctor, am I going to beat it this time? And he said, no, You're not going to beat this one.
Mm.
And she said, okay, well then let me die real fast. And she died like in a month.
Oh man.
So she really did. She lived her life fullest.
So what did you learn from her?
I learned that to appreciate life. I think that's what I learned. I learned that, it's God gave you the day, and it's up to you to do something with it.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
You do it, do it or not. So, but anyway, I do believe that. That's why I guess I like this industry of the restaurant work, and because you do, and you're doing for people all the time, every day.
Yeah.
You do for your employees, you do for the people that walk through the door. Every person that walks through the door, I'm doing something for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate it. I appreciate them walking through the door. They didn't walk through the door, I wouldn't be walking through the door. So it's like, so I'm really grateful, very grateful.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. That's what I wanted. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. So as a parent, I'm thinking this every day. Like it's so easy to just get caught up in going to work and trying to make money and pay bills, and it's in the day to day, and you just miss out so much of your kid's life. I saw a little. It was like a color by numbers thing my son did in kindergarten. I was like, man, I remember doing this when I was a kid. And like I just had a little small flashback. I was like, I'm missing his life a little bit, because I didn't teach him how to color. He just kind of learned how to color. So,
it's that good daycare he goes to.
Yeah, yes, that's the good daycare.
Thank God for daycares. I mean, hey, I had 5, and every one of them went to daycare.
Yeah,
I swear by daycares. I think they're the best thing. You know what? Because
we do 2 now.
I mean, I have 2 of my children want to homeschool, and they want to, be home with their kids all the time. And I'm like, and I respect that. I respect that there are people that want to do that, but not Debbie. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, okay, y'all go to daycare or go to school and then come home, and we'll work with that homework for a little while, because I'm good for a couple of hours a day, and that's about it.
Right, yeah.
And then, cooking and cleaning for them, I got that. I don't mind doing any of that, but that schoolwork, Lord.
It's hard. And they're changing it up and making it different now. It's not how they learned. It's crazy.
My daughter, my youngest, Rian, she says to me one day, she says, Mom, will you homeschool me? And I said, homeschool you? Heck no, I can't. You're smarter than me already. I said, you're in 10th grade. You're already learning a lot more than I ever learned.
Yeah.
These kids today are a lot smarter than they were when we were sick.
Right.
So anyway, homeschooling was not an option back in my day.
Mm. Yeah, I'm not a teacher. I've learned that. Not to my kid. I could do it, and if they can learn from the way I do it.
Yeah.
But I can't. I'm not good at teaching. It's a different skill set.
It is.
Definitely a different skill set. So as far as your kids, so what do you think you passed down from your mother to your kids about business or about life? Because I'll say this first. So I met Debbie through her daughter Deanna, who is the what's the title there? The director. Yeah, the director of the Ford Academy in Richmond Hill.
Yeah, they teach kids how to color by numbers.
all the essentials.
And not how to cry after mommy and daddy when they turn their backs. You will quit crying right now. And act like you like it here. I'm just kidding.
It works, so it's okay.
I know, right?
Yep.
So, you know what? I grew up in a big family, and like I said, our family all worked in the restaurant business. At some point, we all helped my mom and dad do whatever we had to do. Whatever it was. They didn't all stay in the business, but, if something broke, we were there to fix it. Or if the help didn't show up, we did show up. Mm-hmm. Or we didn't have a house to sleep in that night.
Right.
So we had to do it. So, I did learn that from my parents, that as a family, you do what you have to do to make your family strong and work. Mm. So we did that. We did that as kids. Mm-hmm. My parents did a great job, really good job, considering we did not come from money. So, we had to work for everything we got, and we had a good life. We all grew up doing very well for ourselves. Mm. And with that being said, I think that I've learned that from my parents, and I respect it, and that's what I've done for my kids.
Gotcha.
My husband and I both work hard. As a matter of fact, he said to me that was the attraction, that I was a hard-working woman when we were dating, and he liked that. Yeah. And he liked the fact that I was a family person. Mm-hmm. I didn't think he was going to like it so much to give me 5 kids, but whatever. So anyway, so I think I told my kids that. All my kids worked hard. Every one of them helped in the restaurant when, when we were growing up and when I had, the management of taking care of everything.
Mm-hmm.
If something broke, they'd come and help me, or if someone didn't show up, they would show up. Or when they would come home from college in the summertime and, think they weren't going to do anything. We paid the tuition, so they worked for us in the summer. Naturally, they got paid too, but,
right.
At least they did help. So they all did. They all did what they could do. Needless to say, 3 of them moved out of the city, so they don't have to help me anymore. But Deanna, who's just in Richmond Hill, she will come and help. And then Tracy, she lives at Isle of Hope, and she will come and help.
Okay.
So.
Where are your other kids? Where are they at?
I have one in D.C. She's at Georgetown. She's a doctor there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then I have another one that's in Atlanta. She works for the public library system.
Awesome.
She's also doing very well. And then the other one is in Albuquerque, and she works for Morgan Stanley.
Wow. Okay.
So
you can vacation anywhere you want, really.
Yeah. Well, the one in Albuquerque's already told me I have to get a hotel room. She doesn't want me to stay in. She's the baby of the family.
Oh, makes sense.
So
okay.
I told her she's going to have to buy a bigger house.
Yeah.
So they all know when they're going to take care of me when I'm old.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay.
So.
All right. Well, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the lightning round in just a minute. I'm here once again with Debi Christiansen of Debi's restaurant here in Savannah, the Forrest Gump restaurant. But I don't know if you like that title or not. I'm sorry. But I guess that's what everybody calls it. Okay. So, yeah, we'll be back in just a second. Thank you guys for listening. All right, so, welcome back, Savannah, to the Savannah Business Showcase. I'm here again with Debi Christiansen of Debi's restaurant here in Savannah, Georgia, right here off Wright Square, downtown Savannah, in the historic district of Savannah. So, Debi, you're going to be put through the lightning round. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I think.
How have you approached failure in life?
Wow. I guess I would just brush myself off of keep on going forward. I'm a forward person.
Who influenced you early in life, and who's your mentor now?
My mom, always. Always has, always will.
Mm.
That's an easy question.
Mm-hmm.
She's a great woman. Anybody that ever met her would agree. I don't think she's ever met anybody that didn't love her.
Yeah. Who's your mentor now, or do you still consider it to be your mom?
Yeah, my mom.
Advice for new entrepreneurs?
Treat people the way you want to be treated. Just kind of go in there with a positive attitude, thinking, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to give it 100%, and I'm going to make it work.
What about, I'll add on to that question, like entrepreneurs and business owners new to the restaurant business?
Oh, Jesus. I would have to say, don't plan on making any money for a long time. And you're probably never going to get rich unless if you just open a bunch of them. So if I was going to say something to a young person maybe coming into this business, I'd say, literally have another job while you're doing it. Because you're not going to make any money at first, and you're going to learn not to like it if you're not making money. So if you're dependent on that money, you better think twice.
Tell me a story about a failure that you had.
A failure that I had?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh. Let me kind of think of a good failure. I have so many. I just...
We all do.
A failure. That's terrible. I cannot think of something that I really failed at that. That's terrible. I cannot think of
No, it's fine. You're fine.
I'm not this great person or anything, but as far as a failure.
Well, maybe something that went wrong in the restaurant one day. Like, tell me a story about a situation in the restaurant that happened that, you know what I'm saying, that could be seen as a failure by some people. Or not.
Oh, well, okay. I got it.
Okay.
I had to think. The website, I'm not real familiar with the website, so it's kind of a question that's going to lead up to my story here.
Okay.
The SOD, you see he He's a man that goes around town and he puts on. You got to follow him. He puts this stuff on the computer, and it's I want to say it's SCOD or something.
Like Stone Stairs of Death.
Yes,
yes,
yes. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not real familiar with this particular website or anything about it, but my wait staff is, and my daughter is. So this is a good story. On our chalkboard out front, it had Eggs Benedict, and it was spelt wrong, and it wasn't worded properly. And, you know, I thought it was okay, but my daughter calls me and says, Mom, I just saw this on the computer. You've got to fix it. Your picture is on his website because of its misspelled words and not wording properly. The English was wrong, the grammar. So I said, oh, my gosh. Okay, so I get the chalkboard back in here, we clean it off, and then I look online to see how to word it exactly the way I should be wording it. And then under it, I had one of the girls write SCOD or whatever his initials are. So because they got their feelings hurt about it. They were like, oh my gosh, you know, he did that, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my gosh, girls, it's funny. I said, it is funny. It's true. You did do it. The wording was wrong. The words were misspelled. It was funny. I said, he took the picture, and he's probably thinking, oh, well, you know, hey, this is funny. Let me put this on the website, you know, and get everybody a good laugh out of it. So they wanted to comment on it, and I said, no, you girls can't comment. That's not nice. We don't do that. That's not nice. Karma's a bad thing. So anyway, they just put his little logo underneath the sign with the little smiley face because we thought it was funny too. After the girls talked to me, and I said, okay, this is positive. So I guess it was a failure situation, but with me telling the girls, no, this is funny and blah, 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 and we rewrote it and we put those little initials, then he wrote back, took on the picture, he commented, glad that somebody has a good sense of humor. And I said, see? I said, that was funny. No, we're closed. You know, I said, no, that was a failure. We failed at that, but it was funny. It was like, you know, it was all good. It worked out being perfectly great. Anyway, that was a funny story. I hope I got it across good.
So I guess, like, the next question is, like, what's your advice to business owners who are facing, you know, like, social media, what's the word I'm looking for? Social media hate. You know, like, you know, so, like, facing shame from social media. Like, how do you fight that?
That can be, because especially for the restaurant business. Well, my side of it, because I guess I am in the restaurant business. But like, if somebody has a bad meal and they put it on Yelp or something, I'm like, oh crud. I mean, I hate that. That to me is a real. I mean, I'm like, oh no. Thank God we don't have a lot of that, because really and truthfully, if somebody gets a meal here and they don't like it. I mean, I try to make it good. I do anything I can. I'm not going to say on the radio that we wouldn't charge you for it, because everybody'd say, oh, I hate this.
Gotcha.
But simplifying it, I'm going to make it good. If somebody's gotten something here that they didn't like or wasn't good, or I'm going to make it good before they leave. I want you to leave here happy. So social media can be rough. It can be really rough. So I try not to let it leave out of here, so we can't get to social media. Right. Stop it before it gets there.
Which is hard to do.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm one of those guys that take a picture of every meal I have and post it even before I eat it.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, my wife hates it.
We had a guy do that here one day, and he's like, what did he say? He said something about the food wasn't that great. It was a little greasy or something, and he took a picture of it and put it on the website, and I thought, that looked good to me. And maybe it was a little greasy to him, but to me it looked good. I was like, I like that. A little grease is good for you. I guess he doesn't eat fried food.
No, I guess not. The wrong place for that.
Yeah.
That's like going to Waffle House and wanting a vegan meal or something like that. Any grandkids?
Yeah.
How many grandkids?
Deanna's got. I have.
That's right. She has
8.
2? Okay.
8 grandchildren.
Okay. 8 grandchildren. That's awesome.
Well, just because this is a radio show, let me just say that I'm actually drop dead good looking.
You are.
I do not. This is not a little old lady here. If I have kids, 8 grandchildren, oh my God, they're picturing gray hair with stockings rolling down to their ankles and high-heeled pumps.
We'll have to take a picture together so I can
Yeah, there
let
you
people
go.
know.
I'm absolutely, no, we don't have to take a picture. I don't want him to know how good looking I am. You know, it's that 42, 26, 36. That's
it. What's something in your business that drains you, and what's something that really excites you?
Well, I'll be honest. The checking account drains me. And the cash register probably excites me. That's like hand in hand, you know.
That's probably the most honest answer I've had to that question.
It's true. Like, ooh, that's exciting. That's not so exciting.
What's something you consume religiously? It could be like a blog, TV show, anything. What's something you consume all the time?
Wine? Does that count?
Wine counts. Wine counts.
Wine is pretty good. I usually have a couple glasses a day. It keeps the doctor away.
There you go. There you go.
The shrink doctor.
What's something most people don't know about you?
Oh, wow. I knit.
Okay.
I know how to knit. And I know how to crochet.
Okay.
It's funny you asked that question because we were at a party, and at this party they played this game where you have to write something about yourself that people didn't know, and then they'd have to guess who wrote it. So my little card said knitting and crocheting. So now I'm like, oh yeah, that's somebody. Now everybody knows. But everybody's like, Debbie, I cannot believe you knit or crochet. Right. Now they're really going to think I'm a little old lady. Okay, young people knit and crochet too. We're right by a yarn store here.
They do. That's crazy. Now that you said that, my mother-in-law's name is Debbie, and she's into quilting and crocheting and knitting and all that stuff too. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're really big into quilting. They do a quilt for every kid we have and all kinds of stuff. So.
Yeah, and it's nice, to have it, cherish it, because you know what? One day they'll be gone. You won't have it.
What's one of the best parties you've ever been to? Random question.
Wow. One of the best parties I had ever been to was when my mom and I went to, I want to say it was Puerto Rico. Anyway, we had a Super Bowl party. We went to it, and it was great. It was really fabulous. It was big, and there were a lot of people there. And normally I do not like football at all. So I was really hating going to this thing, but like, I traveled with my mom all the time, and she wanted me to go with her, so I went. And I was like really dreading this party, and it wound up being great. You wouldn't even know you were at a football game. Wow!
Wow! In Puerto Rico?
Yeah, it was.
That's crazy.
It was
That's
like
cool.
they had the big screens all around the whole thing. It was a gambling thing. So everybody was on a gambling trip there.
Okay.
So, but anyway, it was a really good party, and I was really kind of dreading it, but it was nice. And the food, I mean, the shrimp were like as big as a hot dog, maybe. It was just
for real.
It probably wasn't quite that big.
I got you. But
it was like really good. They had lobster. They had all kind of good food, and it was really good. Good wine, food and wine. See, that's all I'm about.
What did you do growing up that got you into trouble?
Oh. Now, this is terrible, and this is radio, and if young people listening, this is something you never, ever, ever want to do, because you're going to get in big-time trouble. That when we were kids growing up, people used to hitch rides, put their thumb out, you know, to get a ride to go somewhere. So my girlfriend and I were on Whitfield Avenue, which back in the day, Whitfield Avenue was a very small street, and maybe 3 cars a day would go by our house. It was just very, very slow there. There's never cars going by there. So we were kidding around about how we were going to hitch a ride. So my girlfriend and I said, well, this is what I would do if I was going to hitch a ride. And I ran into the middle of the street, laid down, and stuck my arm in the air and put my thumb out. Oh, man. Like an idiot. Well, guess who rode by? My father. Oh. Oh, my God. Do you know that I got a whipping, big time whipping.
Yeah.
Laying down in the middle of the street with my thumb in the air. Oh my God, I was just like in big time trouble. I'll never forget it.
I bet you won't.
Keep my thumbs right to my side from that day on.
Okay, and we'll start the round off. What's your favorite book?
My favorite, the Bible.
Okay. When Jesus turned water to wine, that part.
Especially that part. Well, I wanted to say something respectful. I was like, oh, favorite book. I don't know. I read a lot of trashy books. Let's not go there. The Bible's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay, that's a great answer. Great answer. So in business, there's a concept called the 80-20 principle. It's called Pareto's principle. So it says that like 20% of the actions you do, the actions you take, equal 80% of the results. So in Debi's restaurant, what are the 20% of things you do, the small things you do that get you the most results?
Easy question. This is one of my mom's ideas, and if anybody's listening, been to Mary's Seafood and Steakhouse. That was on Abercorn back in the day, #1 steakhouse ever. At the end of the meal, everybody would get a little complimentary dessert from Mary, and it was mint ice cream rolled up in a ball with a toothpick, and it was dipped in hot chocolate. And then we would serve it on a little dish that was kind of with dry ice, and it would smoke really good, and the presentation was gorgeous. So
everybody got
it.
Okay.
It was a complimentary dessert. So everybody got it, and if they didn't get it, boy, were they mad. They could have had this great $50 dinner, but if they didn't get that bonbon, they were going to be disappointed. So recently, I have incorporated that here at Debi's. So we do the same thing, but we don't do the dry ice. We just do the mint ice cream dipped in chocolate for a complimentary dessert.
Oh, wow.
And that, I think, is something very sweet that my mother brought up, and I thought, we carry on her name by doing it, and one of her great ideas, which she had many, that's just one. But anyway, it was a good concept, and I liked it, and I said, you know what, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
So we do it.
Awesome. Do you feel like it's been working, and people have been commenting on it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
People like it. People like it.
Yeah, I bet
Everybody
I would
likes
like it.
Yeah, everybody likes it. Everybody loves something. You know what? I'm guilty. I like something for nothing. We all like something, like a little surprise treat. Everybody likes that. So it's perfect. I just think it's a great idea.
Awesome. Do you feel this is your life's calling?
Not really. I don't think it was my life's calling, no. I think my life calling is that I truly think that no matter what I'm in 100%. So regardless of what I'm supposed to be doing, I do it 100%. Or at least I feel like it's 100%. I give as much of it as I can. So, yeah, I have a very addictive personality. Gets back to that wine thing. But no, I do. I'm just like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm going to give it everything I got. So
I can tell. I can tell. A few more. 2 more. And then we'll round off. If you had a superpower or ability, what would you choose and why?
A superpower for me, maybe invisible. Or not really invisible, but maybe being able to get outside in my body and see life through other people's eyes, Okay. I don't know if that's making sense, but just kind of seeing
kinda like project yourself like a ghost almost.
Yeah, like I used to tell my mom all the time. I said, "Mom, I need to not work for you, and I need to get." And I was in my 20s then. I said, "I need to get a job working for somebody else, so I can see what it's like to work for somebody else." I'd always say that to her from the time I was 20 till the time I was 40.
Yeah.
I'd say, "Mom, I need to go work somewhere else for a little while just to see what it's like, so I can learn." Because as it is, I've only learned what she taught me. I never got any other ideas on, how it was to work for somebody else. So I always thought I'd like to be able to do something else, Would I be good at this? Or, is this what I should be doing? Or am I doing it right? Or, questioning that kind of thing.
Gotcha. So, what else did you want to do?
I always thought it'd be fun. Well, I'm a little bit like my mom. I like to have a good time too. So I always thought it'd be fun to be an airline stewardess.
Okay.
Because I thought, oh my God, that would be fun. Or a party planner. I love to plan parties, and I like to have a good time and make sure other people are having a good time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, that would be a good superpower. Power, I think. Just get out there and see. Like, am I really doing a good job? Like, I say I give 100%, but am I really giving 100%? Or do I just think I'm giving 100%?
Compare yourself to somebody else for a little while.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
I was working at Locke's Chicken and Waffles for a couple of years, and I remember I liked it there because it was right around the corner from. I live at Isle of Hope. It was right there,
okay.
And I had a good time. I loved the people. Because I'm doing what I love doing. So I was just waitressing, and it was fun. It was really fun. I had a good time. I didn't mind going to work every day, and I liked it because I could talk to everybody, and just kind of do that kind of thing. But I remember thinking, I'm a good employee. Because I've been the boss, and I know what you want.
Yeah.
I know what that boss wants. You know what I mean? It's like I don't have to think about what that boss wants. I know exactly. He could look at me, and I pretty much know exactly what he was thinking. You know what I mean? It's like, but then sometimes that worked the other way too. Like, I'm like, oh, I know what you're thinking. You want me to do this, but I ain't doing it. I know you think it'd be good if I did this, but no, I'm not doing that. But anyway, yeah. So that would be a good superpower. What kind of superpower would you like?
I would live forever.
Wow.
Yeah, I would live forever.
Ooh, be careful what you wish for. You might get it.
We'll see.
We'll
see. But,
I mean, as long as you're living and not, you are, you know what I mean?
I can move around. Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
And have my wits about me at the same time.
Yeah, because like if you get Alzheimer's, my mother-in-law has that, and that is an awful disease.
Yeah, it is.
That is like
terrible.
It's terrible. I told Tom, I said, if I get that, you're gonna have to help me out there because I don't want to live like that.
It would be tough.
Yeah. So living forever, gosh, that's a cool superpower there.
Yeah, part of it is that
you have to make sure your kids live forever too, though.
Well, there's a good part and a bad part. So I kind of just want to see how the world ends. I know that's weird. that's the bad part. But also another thing is, like, I would love to. I didn't really have a grandfather in my life, so I would love to be able to pass down knowledge to the younger generations of my family and my lineage. Just to pass down the knowledge and help them along the way.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why.
Well, write a diary.
But then,
because you're not going to live. There's
my
only
wife's
two
gotta read
things
it.
in this world you have to do, right? There's only two things you're going to do for sure. You're going to pay taxes and you're going to die.
Yeah.
That's
it.
That's it. It's going to happen. Gosh, that's a cool superpower though. I'm like, ooh, live forever. That'd be kind of scary.
It would be very scary. It would be very scary. Okay, all right. Last question, and we'll get out of here. So, advice for entrepreneurial kids and their parents.
Oh wait, what?
So, advice for like entrepreneurial kids. So, some kids just really have that bug and they want to start something. So, advice for those type of kids and their parents.
Well, I think I would just like. You mean how to give them the confidence to do what they want to do?
Whatever advice you have for them.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest advice for the younger people, my kids, or any young people really, is to believe in yourself and believe that you can do it. If that's really what you want to do, just go for it, try it. What do you got to lose? If you want to try something, if you really want to start a business or whatever. You should do it. You should do it. My daughter, that's the doctor, I would have never thought she'd be a doctor.
Really?
Oh, gosh. Boy, when she was going to school, she'd call me up sometimes crying, my professor did this. I said, why don't you just drop out of school? And she said it was always the best advice because she would get mad at me then and make her stronger. Yeah. And be like, it just worked for her. It's like, and she would, studying for all the tests and everything, you know, that you have to do, she'd always stress out. She didn't do good testing. And I'd say, you know, you need to drink a glass of wine before you go take that test in the morning. You need to relax. So I don't always give the best advice. But I think that, you know, my kids they knew me. So when I'd say that, they would just think, oh, gosh. And it just make them stronger. Yeah. I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to do this. Because they all had confidence. I have a wonderful husband, wonderful husband. I mean, he is the best father. I mean, I can't say best father ever, but he's the best father that ever. He really is. He's a good dad. My kids are really close to him, even though we had all girls. They're real close to him. So, and he's a smart man. He always says, don't ever expect anything for nothing. There's nothing free in this world. No matter what you're going to get, you're going to pay for it. Yeah. So just go with that knowing, with that knowledge, you know. So, and it does. It makes you, nobody's looking for something for nothing. And that goes with, you know, physical things or non, you know. So it's good. It was always good advice. Yeah, I kind of lived by that advice, too. Because he taught me that. So.
Awesome. We'll finish up the interview. Thank you, Debi, for being on the show.
Oh, thank you.
It turned out great. I enjoyed it, so we're good.
I enjoyed it too. It was fun.
Awesome. Okay, so how can people find you? What's the best way for them to reach you?
We have a website, Debi's the Restaurant, or Debi's Restaurant, Savannah. I always say we're right on Wright Square, and if you can remember right, you won't be wrong. And people always laugh and say, what? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, until they come here, then it makes sense.
So, but anyway, yeah. They need to come in and have breakfast and lunch and tell them they heard us on the radio show.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, thank you, Debi, for being on the show. Everybody out there listening, thank you for listening to the show this morning. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. You can find us at Savannah Business Showcase on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, Twitter, probably too. But anyway, thank you guys for listening. I hope you have a great rest of your week. I hope you go out and do something impactful for your local community, for the people around you, for the people that you love. Tune in to us next week. Talk to you later. Bye.